Hey everyone, today's film is the Invoking 4. Yes, part 4 of a franchise, which I'll get into why I picked it in a minute. But here are the other films. I just thought I'd show them off real quick. The first one is just the Invoking. And this film, and it's been a long time since I've seen it, if I can remember right, this is just a standalone story. So it's just one story, one narrative. And and I remember liking it. I need to go back and give it a rewatch. And the interesting thing after that in the other films was part 2, The Invoking, it says The Dead Never Rest. And then part 3, Poltergeist Dimensions. These are both anthology films. So then it's like they kind of went into the anthology world, and each of them has different stories, you know. And I've seen these, and again, it's been a little while since I've watched these. But I'm a sucker for horror anthologies, so I remember liking these. And so that's why I was really intrigued when the fourth one came out. And there may even be a fifth one now, I don't even know. But the fourth one I picked is something to watch, obviously, for my 31 Days of Horror, because it is Halloween themed. So it's called Halloween Nights, and there's 5 different stories in this one. And this was a first time watch for me. Love the cover art there. And basically, it says, and I'm going to read you the synopsis of this one. It says, in the latest chapter of the chilling horror franchise, The Invoking Halloween Nights, a young woman is pulled through a closet into another dimension where spirits and demons dwell, and the devil is all too real. As the woman is forced to face her worst fears, will she survive Halloween night, and will you? Now, the stories in this, it was really cool. The first one is kind of that babysitter with a little girl type story, or she may be her sister, but they're definitely home alone together, and she's a lot older than her. And the little girl is scared and keeps drawing these scary pictures, and long story short, it's kind of a monster in the closet type deal. And what's awesome is the effects on the creature once she sees it are amazing. I really dug the way it looked. It was really creepy. And then it goes into these, that's a story in and of itself. Then it goes into these other stories. There's not really a wraparound, so to speak. The only complaint I'll jump to real quick I have about the film is the ending. It ends very abruptly. Again, I think it could have benefited from a little bit of a wraparound story. And not that an anthology horror film has to have that, but I think with this one, and it being Halloween themed, it would have been cool to have kind of a wraparound that ties them all together. But, you have these 4 different stories, one of which is about, again, kind of a monster in the closet type deal. And I'll try to remember the other scenes here. With anthologies, sometimes it's hard. They all kind of blend together. One of the scenes, or the next stories segments, was this kind of mime attacking or stalking these people in this house. And it had a cool twist and a lot of atmosphere. And that's one thing I will say about most of these segments is they're very atmospheric. And it was well directed and well acted. And it had a quality look to it, which kind of surprised me. So, and then there was another story about a pregnant girl who's been kidnapped by these 2 guys and ends up kind of in a devil worship cult type situation. That's all I'll say about that one, so I don't spoil anything. You had these women who are being experimented on in this other segment, who were all locked up in cages and stuff like that. And in that one, Pollyanna McIntosh actually popped up in, which I thought was cool. If you've seen Walking Dead or The Woman or know any of her films, I really like her as an actress. So it was good to see her pop up in this as well. And that segment was pretty interesting too. These women trying to revolt against their captors and things like that. And then there was another scene, which was probably my other favorite next to the monster in the closet one. That was a guy or this family who's broken down on the side of the road. They have a flat tire or whatever, and the kid has to use the bathroom, so the mom takes him out off the side of the road to do that, and the dad still stays with the car. When they come back, the dad is dead, and there's a stranger that shows up. And there's a big twist with that one as well, which I thought was a pretty cool story. It's pretty short, but pretty cool as well. So really, as far as the segments, they were all pretty solid, and I enjoyed all of them. This has a pretty short running time too, if I can remember. 74 minutes, so it's a quick watch, which is good for an anthology, a good running time for one. And I think that it does take its time and tell some pretty good stories. So as far as a Halloween feel and stuff, I didn't feel like it had like a super big Halloween feel, even though that was supposedly the theme of the movie. They could have maybe done a little bit better with that, but as an anthology goes, I definitely recommend it and would definitely check it out. And yeah, all the Invokings are pretty good and they're pretty cheap. And again, I think there is a fifth one. I just don't have that one, so I'll have to seek that one out. But yeah, check out the Invoking 4, especially if you like horror anthologies. And I might review another anthology during this month as well, just because I like them so much, and I have quite a few that I haven't seen in my collection. So hope everybody enjoyed this review of the Invoking 4, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't. I love this community. I love being able to review and talk about movies. It's just fun to be able to share that with other people, and I look forward to doing that again tomorrow. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your night.